So we were looking at different mapping techniques between the cache memory and the main memory. So far we have seen one mapping technique which is called direct mapping technique, in which each block from the main memory is mapped to the particular block in the cache memory. The next mapping technique we are going to see is associative mapping, which is exactly the opposite of direct mapping. In this mapping technique, main memory block can be assigned to any cache block in the cache memory. So for example, the 1 can be assigned, block 1 can be assigned to any block from the cache memory, as well as the block 12 also can be assigned to any block. So basically the advantage of this mapping is that there is no contention while placing the blocks in the cache memory. Until the cache memory is completely filled, there is no need to replace any blocks. Now let's look at the address format of the associative mapping technique. In this address format, you can see that tag field is having 4 bits. Since each cache block can be assigned to any main memory block, we need to have entire block address from the main memory placed in the cache memory. Since a particular cache block can be assigned with any main memory block, we need to have the entire block address from the main memory placed in the cache tag memory. That is why the 4 bits are required to specify the block address from the main memory. So the tag memory is going to contain 4 bits. Let's take an example. If you want to address the 001010 location, the tag field is going to be searched across the cache tag memory, and if the hit occurs, then a particular word is accessed using the word bits. The main advantage of the associative mapping is that the cache space is used very efficiently and the mapping is very flexible. The disadvantage can be the tag search, which is going to be which is going to have 4 bits now instead of 2 bits. The search may slower the performance of the system. The cost is also more than that of direct mapping due to complex search algorithms to be used. So now we are going to see a mapping technique which combines the properties and features of direct mapping as well as associative mapping, and also combines their advantages together. So this is called set associative mapping. Now in this mapping, the cache is divided into sets of blocks. So here you can see the cache of 4 blocks is divided in 2 sets containing 2 blocks each. The main memory block is mapped to the set using direct mapping, and it can occupy any block inside that particular set. For example, block 1 is mapped to the set 1. Now set 1 in the cache memory is block 2 or 3. So basically what we are saying here is block 1 can be placed in either block 2 or block 3, which belong to set 1. Similarly, block 12 belongs to set 0. So it can be placed in block 0 or block 1. So this is the rule of set associative mapping. So in the example, you can see the even blocks are present in the set 0, and they can be placed in 0 or 1, and odd blocks from the main memory are present in set 1. Obviously the real life examples are going to have more number of blocks and more number of sets. So this is just for example. So you can see the mapping. Now let's have a look at the address format for the set associative mapping. So now we have 2 sets to which the each main memory blocks are mapped. The main memory is divided into 8 groups. That is why the tag field is going to have 3 bits to address any of these groups. And there are 2 sets present in this cache memory. So to address a particular set, we require only 1 bit. So this is how the set associative mapping is done using the tag and set fields. So let's see an example. So this is the address. Now first 3 bits are the tag bits. So the tag 7 is going to be selected. So we know that it's going to come from either block 14 and 15. And the set 0 means it is block 14 which is placed in block 0. And finally, the word bits decide which word needs to be addressed. That is 1 1 from the block number 14, the third word is addressed. As we saw before, the set associative mapping combines the features of direct and associative mapping. That is why it provides some flexibility, as well as the address space is also used efficiently. And the tag field is also not too large, so that the search that is to be done in the tag memory is also faster than that of associative mapping. So we have seen the different mapping techniques. I hope you have understood it. Please stay tuned for more videos.